What up, what up, what up? Mr. Stewart here, back again, back again. Okay, so we're looking at finally part 3 of Renaissance surgery and anatomy. The reason why it was significant to the development of surgery and anatomy. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. I'm not expecting all of you to come in a live feed because you're probably looking at the previous 2 videos, making your revision notes, but that's cool, I don't mind. You know I like talking to myself. That's just how I do. Hey. Okay, so I'm gonna switch up the camera so you're focusing on something else rather than my face and my weird eyebrows and my weird hoodie and the clock in the background, or my hair, how long it is, and the fact that I need a shave. Okay. Right. And remember, you're a star. I love the way that you're revising before your exam. Keep it up, and it's that will help you to get the grade that you deserve. So long as you remember to subscribe and check out all the videos that I've put up already for you, that I put up last summer, and I'm going to be putting up this spring and summer, trying to help you do that little bit extra to get you that grade. That's how I do, because I care. Okay, so Renaissance surgery and anatomy. Now this time it's a little bit different. Part 3 is a little bit different, focusing more on actual surgery, so the development of actual surgery. So why Renaissance was significant in the development mainly of surgery. The reason why it is significant is because of a man called Ambroise Pare. So get your revision card, get your piece of paper, get your pen, and write down why write down the significance of Renaissance surgery and anatomy. And underneath that, I want you to write down Ambroise Pare. Yeah? So, your first point, Ambroise Pare was the most famous surgeon from the Renaissance Europe. There was no other surgeon more famous than Ambroise Pare. The reason is because he was the pioneer. That means he was the first. He was the main guy that began it all. Okay? So he was the first one that really began to improve surgery. Second point, what came before? Before Pare, wounds, including gunshot wounds, would have been cauterized to stop bleeding. So that means they would have been burnt to stop bleeding. When Pare came along, he invented something new called a crow's beak clamp. So Pare improved surgery by creating a crow's beak clamp which stopped bleeding. So that's a crow's beak clamp which stopped bleeding. So it's gone from cauterizing wounds, which means burning them, to using a clamp called a crow's beak clamp, which stopped the bleeding of a wound. So a wound is like an open cut. He also designed false limbs for wounded soldiers. Now, this is really significant because it's these designs which were used in the 19th and 20th centuries to develop the idea of false limbs for soldiers. So it's his initial designs that everything was based on, making Renaissance surgery very significant and very important. Pare, the next point, also improved gunshots treatment. So he improved the treatment that soldiers gained when they were shot with a gun. How did he do this? Well, one day he was treating a wounded soldier and he ran out of the oil that was used to burn the gunshot wounds. Because before this, people believed that if you were shot with a gunshot wound and someone touched it, they could basically die because it was poisonous. Now, inadvertently, because Pare ran out of this oil that was used to burn the wound closed, so cauterize it, all he could do was put the cream on it, which is called the cream of rose oil. So he put the cream of rose oil on a gunshot wound. And the gunshot wound healed better than it did before with his other patients when he was able to use the oil to burn the wound closed. So in doing this, he taught that the best way to heal a soldier with a gunshot wound is to use cream of rose oil and not burn it. Now he published all of his ideas and techniques in a book which were all used by other surgeons at the time, like Queen Elizabeth I's surgeon called Cloes, Clowes, Cloes. And Cloes is the reason why Pare's teachings became so popular, because anything the Queen was using, everybody else wanted to use. A little bit like anything one of our celebrities now use. For example, on Instagram, they're always trying to plug their different products that they've been told to sell. And we are stupid because we decide, yeah, I need that in my life. Similar thing back then. The Queen, she had a surgeon, he used Pare's work, everybody else used Pare's work. Yeah? Okay. And that is the reason why Renaissance surgery is significant, because it moved surgery from more simplistic ways of healing soldiers and people to a more complex way, using crow's beak clamp and specific creams to heal soldiers. And to finish it off, Renaissance surgery and anatomy was made very, very significant because it's the first time that teachings were able to spread across Europe and parts of the world very, very quickly because of an invention known as the printing press. So the printing press enabled Pare's work, which was published into a book, Andreas Vesalius' work, which was published into a book called The Fabric of the Human Body, and Harvey's research, which again was published into a book, to be printed on a printing press very quickly and spread across Europe and the world, which improved Renaissance surgery and anatomy, which improved surgery and anatomy throughout the other time periods afterwards, which include the 18th century, the 19th century, and the 20th century. It all began during Renaissance, and that is why the Renaissance is known as the Age of Enlightenment, the age of new beginnings, the age where everything began to improve when it comes to surgery and anatomy. I'm Mr. Stewart. That's the reason why surgery and anatomy during the Renaissance is very significant. Keep that in your minds, get that down on your revision cards, and get revising. I'm going to try and get back to you with another video in a bit. Peace.